The swamp's most beloved son is back for a fifth film with Fergus, Farkle, Felicia, and fun times. Dwayne Johnson finally makes his superhero dreams come true as Black Adam in the upcoming... Whoa, is he turning that guy into a skeleton? You've put a spell on us, Witches of Film and TV, and now we're yours.
How wonderful.
But before we return to the kingdom of far, far away, the Ogre stands have a few demands for Shrek 5.
Great, let's get started.
Give us all stars, both old and new. 16 years since Shrek Forever After, so much for calling it the final chapter, and 25 years since the original, Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy are all back to voice their respective roles. The titular onion-like ogre, the shape-shifting Princess Fiona, and our old waffle oven pal, Donkey! Murphy even promises that a Donkey spin-off is in the works, much in the same way that Antonio Banderas' wildly popular Puss in Boots got 2 adventures of his own. The second of which, so much for calling it the last wish, teased that we could expect more Shrek in the future.
Off to find new adventures and to see some old friends.
And speaking of Puss, who joined the Shrekiverse for the second chapter and is slated to return for this 2026 sequel, the swashbuckling feline is part of an ever-expanding kingdom of magical and memorable characters in a mega franchise of 5 films, 2 spin-offs, television specials, and a Broadway musical that encourages fellow ogres to... Let your freak ride away. Let your freak We'd love to see this core crew return while also adding more fairy tale friends into the mix, as Shrek's creators have done so well in the past. Maybe it'll be classics like the fisherman, his wife, and that wish-granting flounder. Or we can go meta with the Brothers Grimm, dropping in to spin their own yarn. Regardless, the more Shrek and the more friends, the better.
Hey, don't look at me, I didn't invite them.
Tell us a quince upon a time tale. Shrek Forever After leaves Shrek and Fiona as parents to triplets, Fergus, Farkle, and Felicia, who should be close to graduating high school at this point. So Shrek's 5th could see the duo as empty nesters or on a quest to take the trio to college. We can see it now. Shrek 5, Ogre School, or Shrek 5, Legally Green.
Oh wow, terrifying.
Let's ride, rave, and renew Shrek. Last but not least, Shrek has spilled into the real world via wild merch, manic memes, amusement park attractions, and a traveling Shrek rave that encourages incredibly specific cosplay and getting swampy with it.
Isn't we supposed to be having a fiesta?
Even the legendary Al Pacino keeps his cell phone in a Shrek case.
Tick tock, you got 12 hours to live.
And now that the franchise's original studio, DreamWorks Animation, is under the NBC Universal umbrella, and Shrek 5 is being produced by Universal's Illumination division, the animation studio behind the Despicable Me movies, who have spread the Minions into every nook and cranny of our existence, let's see them expand on that with the Shrekiverse. Ogre Airways, Donkey Waffle Houses, maybe even the Shrek Republic in Europe?
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
Since the first silent films were made at the turn of the century, witches have been cooking up cauldrons full of cinematic black magic. Terrifying. But it was 2 1930s sisters in sorcery who would spark our undying and undead love of witches.
And because you've been so good to poor old Granny, I'll share a secret with you.
1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and 1939's The Wizard of Oz are both based on books with witch antagonists, and both had been adapted for the screen before those films and since.
You don't know much about witches, do you?
But Disney and MGM each made indelible marks on how witches would be portrayed. Although L. Frank Baum's novel does not include any green-skinned characters, the cinematic classic flexes all that was possible with Technicolor film and created the instantly recognizable Wicked Witch of the West.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
On the flip side, Glinda the Good began a tradition of witchy women who use their powers for good, or at least not for deliberately evil deeds.
I don't think you're really a bad girl. Guess this'll take longer than I planned.
1942's I Married a Witch and 1958's Bell, Book and Candle are a pair of domestic witchcraft tales featuring bombshell enchantresses played by Veronica Lake and Kim Novak, respectively. These films represented a shift to the lighter side of black magic.
Don't look at me like that. I will if I want to.
And they had an unmistakable influence on two super popular supernatural 60s sitcoms, I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched.
Even witchcraft can't keep him out there all night. It's our honeymoon.
The early 90s saw a spellbinding resurgence of spellbinders, beginning with a cult classic adaptation of Roald Dahl's The Witches.
We will do better. We will do much better. Better is no good either.
And another cult hit that became required viewing every Halloween, the hilarious 1993 Hocus Pocus.
It's a star!
On the small screen, Sabrina the Teenage Witch was keeping witchcraft YA friendly, while Charm cast their spells for slightly more mature witches.
It's so good to see you. Hi. Isn't it, Prue? I'm speechless.
Both have recently been rebooted for a new generation. And speaking of cultish comebacks, Disney revived a classic villainess from 1959's Sleeping Beauty for a pair of live-action films. Maleficent is not a complete return to form for the formerly all-bad sorceress, because she now straddles the line that Wizard of Oz first introduced between the Wicked Witch and Glinda the Good.
This isn't you. You do not know me.
And the ever-expanding Potterverse of books, plays, and films runs the gamut from good to bad witches, from Hermione Granger to Bellatrix Lestrange.
I want to have a little conversation with this one. Girl to girl.
No matter what kind of magic they practice, let's raise a toast to witches all October long. Johnson has been trying to make this role happen for nearly 15 years, around the same time that he was also trying to shed his pro wrestling nickname and persona. This artist, formerly known as The Rock, was actually first approached to play a superhero in 2006, but instead found himself intrigued by the film's bad guy, an ancient warrior who is corrupted by the supernatural powers bestowed upon him by a wizard named Shazam.
Wait, for real?
Yep. That's the one. This bewhiskered wizard empowers the young Billy Batson with similar abilities to Black Adam a few millennia later. But so far, Billy and his super alter ego, who is also named Shazam, has been doing mostly good with the gifts he's been given.
Have fun.
Shazam supporting the local economy? Anyway, back to 5,000 years ago when Black Adam was plundering the fictional nation of Kahndaq. The wizard Shazam realizes that Adam is out of control and banishes his evil creation to the farthest star. But Adam just flies back to Earth over the next 5,000 years. And apparently, he returns with a real bad attitude. Eventually, Black Adam will have to sort this all out with Shazam the Wizard, Shazam the Superhero, and Shazam's family of 5 young misfits who were more recently imbued with similar superpowers. Unfortunately for this crew, they don't seem to know what Black Adam has in store for them.
Well, whoever it is, I'm gonna love them no matter what, because they're an automatic part of the family.
Before that coming dust-up, likely in Shazam's sequel, Fury of the Gods, Black Adam will have to square off against the Justice Society. Not League, this comic book supergroup actually predates all the other teams, with a lineup that has included heroes such as...
I play Hawkman.
Cyclone.
Atom Smasher.
Dr. Fate.
Now we're talking. Aldous Hodge's Hawkman is the reincarnation of an Egyptian prince, so he'll probably have ancient beef with Black Adam that he'll want to squash with an assist from his teammates on the Justice Society. Along with the power of flight from his metal wings, Hawkman can rely on Cyclone's wind control, Atom Smasher's size manipulation, and Dr. Fate's magical helmet.
Having done James Bond for 10 years, 4 films, nothing compares to this.
Not even singing ABBA with Meryl.
When you're gone, that's right, how can I get beyond?
Jungle Cruise director Jaume Colette Serra promises to reveal a darker side of Dwayne Johnson's persona, even comparing Black Adam to Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry.
Now you know why they call me Dirty Harry. Every dirty job that comes along.
But we'll have to wait and see just how dirty The Rock gets in Black Adam.
Bye-bye. See you later.